Okay, we're gonna be building this movie up. As you can see, it gets the movies, shows, what's trending, and a plan. If we toggle this right here, it would change this. See? Same thing right here. And same thing right here. We can change it back. And if we go back to the movies, and if we want to play something like Pray, we can either click the image or we can click this right here, little button. There we go. It will play the trailer. You can close this and you can search for something. I'm gonna search for a scary movie.
Ignorant person.
And if we want to close this, we can either click this X, or we can either come right here, click on a movie, and automatically close. Now, same thing with shows. I'm gonna remove this right here. And if I want to do this one right here, just play.
Sandman?
I think it's Sandman.
Now with trending, oh yeah, you can search for a show too. I don't know any show to search for, so I'm just gonna search for The Boys. There we go. Trending does the same thing. So yeah, it just shows the trailer. Whatever you click on. Pretty cool. Also added this toggle right here. I'll switch it between dark mode and light mode. This is what the light mode looks like. Some people like the light mode. I don't know how, but yeah. And it does exactly the same thing. Still play. Alright, all I did was create a new React app. I'm gonna start it up right now. As you can see, it's just a React app, a plain React app. I'm gonna remove the app CSS, the app test, and these three. And then inside of the index.js, I will remove this report web vitals and the import. And then I'm gonna remove the header. And then I'm gonna remove the import logo in the CSS. You don't need it anymore. Now it's just empty. Now we'll make 3 new folders. The first one is components. The second one is styles. And the third one is trailer, or trailers, or not. Alright, inside of the components, I'm gonna create a couple new files. First one is gonna be navbar, JSX. Second one is gonna be movies. Third one and alright, that's all we need for right now. What I'm gonna do for right now, just RCFE each one of these. In order to RCFD or RCFE, you have to go to extensions and look up React snippets. This one right here. Alright. And I'm gonna use a fragment. And now I'm using fragment. Fragment is just an empty container, kind of like a div. Some people might do it like this. I just think it's better to put the fragment because it's how it's supposed to be used. I'm just going to add a new terminal and install React icons and React router DOM. There we go. Oh, that's just command I found. Oh, I didn't. Okay. I didn't install it. That should work. There we go. Now we close out of this. And go to app.js. You could put it inside this div, or you could put it inside the fragment. I'm just going to do it with the div right now. Let me put something in here. To be displayed. There we go. Now we can just put a nav. And we can just give it the class name. Come back to that. Put a div. Put the class name of nav options. And now we got a nav and a div. Now we have a heading. We could either put this in all capitals, or we could go into CSS and text uppercase it. Now you want to put the spans for the movies and TV shows and stuff. All right. Now we got an input, type of text, placeholder. There we go. And then we're gonna want to get like an icon, so I will be using this icon right here. In order to use it, just import bracket from React icons with a slash. The first two letters, lowercase. There we go. And now when I call it, should display. There we go. Now we want to do the toggle. This is the ID, not a class. Inside of the toggle, it's just a div where we're gonna add a border radius. You'll see. We're gonna add another div, the ID of color, wizard, move. It's just going to be empty. This is all we need for right now. Inside of the styles, we'll make a new one and call it navbar style. I already got this. I'm trying to make this extremely long, so I already got this. I'm just gonna copy it in here. You can look at it. I'm gonna go over some of it, not all of it. Now we gotta import it in here. Go back one style. There we go. There we go. There's a couple things we need to do. Yeah, now there's a couple things we need to do. But we gotta get the toggle. We gotta use use state. Nope, we just gonna set this to true right now. Import the use state. There we go. And then we switch this to switcher. Change a little. No, it's not displaying. We're getting that circle. Oh, this is supposed to be a lowercase. There we go, now we get it. But we can't click it. It won't work. So, on this div right here, because this div is this background right here. We'll click the background, we want to go back and forth. So, on this div, we're going to want to add an on-click event. And we'll make a function inside of here. It's going to be a small function. We don't have to make an actual function. We just set toggle. The opposite of toggle every time it's clicked. And then, right here, we're going to say if toggle is true, then the ID is color switcher mover. Now toggle should work. There we go. We got it to work. And then we can go up to this nav right here. And we're gonna do the same thing. If toggle was true, then we're gonna do nothing here. If it's false, then nav bar color. I'm not sure what that does. Let me see. Oh. Okay, it shows us. There we go. Can't see it because it's black. It's kind of hard to see. But when I hover, it turns white. That. In order to fix that, right now, I'm just gonna put a color white right here to show it white. Okay, now. Oh, right here. There we go. Now you can see it. We're gonna just take this color off though when we add nav links. It'll kind of act glitchy for some reason. And as H1, we're gonna have an ID. Toggle equal to nothing. If it's true, then it's, or if it's false, it's going to equal a heading. Switching colors. Heading right here, see it's switching. Because heading is true. Or heading is false, my bad. So it's switching over. So, this is true right now. When I click this is when it goes false. And as long as this is false, this is heading. Which heading is the color of this. And we're going to do the same thing with these spans. So we have an ID. Toggle. True. Then nothing. If false. Movies light. For the light version. And actually we're gonna put movies in here for the dark. And we just copy this. There we go. And it's switching over. This is the middle for some reason. You can see why. Oh, because we need a div right here. We need about this is a div. With the class name. Input group. There we go. Now for this right here, the icon thing. With React icons, it's kind of easy. So we have the font size equal to 21. You can only do this in React icons. You can't do it like on the input or anywhere else. And then we want the color equal black, even though it's already black, but just to make sure it's gonna be black. And that should make it bigger. You can't see it because it's white. Or because it's black, you can change it to white. Actually, let's change it to green for right now. Just so we can see it. There we go, it's green. Now we're going to have ID in here to make it a persistent absolute. We're going to call this search. There we go. We go inside the CSS, type in search. Persistent absolute is margin left. Some people might do left, like this. Really doesn't really make a difference. So we got the search. We're gonna get the font now. The font I had on it was this. Let me try to find it. This one right here. And I think it was regular 400, or it could have been. Yeah, I'm just gonna use regular 400. Alright. Inside the source, or inside the public index, I'm gonna put it at the bottom right here. And there we go. And then we just want to copy this. And open up VS Code. And find the index. Delete this right here. Copy it. You'll be able to see the change when I save it. There we go. Alright, we are missing something. I guess I am due. The navbar CSS. Let me remove all this right now. And this band right here, we're gonna have let me put it on top. Cursor pointer. There we go. In order to use React Router, you're gonna actually want to read the documents, which is really easy to do. They make it so simple. Like installation right here, just copy this, open it up, do the app. No, it's not the app, the index. And then we just want, I believe we wrap it inside of here. Let's see. Yeah, we wrap it inside of here. There we go. Nothing will change. Then we just want to go to the navbar. And after the nav, you're gonna want to put some routes, which is pretty easy to do. You actually just look right here. This right here. So you need the routes. And then we just want to import routes from React routers /dom. There we go. And then we want the route, capital R. So in order to add a route, you have to wrap it around the routes, which is weird, but you gotta do it, so We will want a path. This is going to be empty for the first one. And then we want an element, like it says right here. We're going to use the movies, because we have to import. There we go. Now we got the movies. So every time we go to the movies, it's right here. Or every time the URL is empty, the home page will be the movies. Alright. We want to do the same thing with TV shows, but we're going to want to TV shows. We want to do the same thing here. Now, when we type in TV shows, switches. Now we want these two. There we go. There we go. Now what I gotta do? This. The component will pop up. Now if I just go to the home, normal, it's back. Pretty cool. And kind of easy to do. The documentation is so easy to read. But if we want to when we click on something, we want to make it automatically do this. We don't want to do this manually. In order to do that, we need a nav link. So I'll wrap these all in nav links because they all are nav links. But we want to import the nav link. There we go. There we go, so all wrapped in nav links. But if we wanted to go to something, we just type 2. It's easy as that. And this one, it should just be empty. Because we're going to like an empty one, so it doesn't really matter. Never mind. I put the nav link in the wrong one. It's not supposed to be the heading. Right here. Movies. There we go. It should be empty. So pretty much the two is kind of like an href and just HTML and CSS, which is a React way. Or you can just picture this as an href. Go direct to a certain page. Whenever you type in. So this one, TV shows. We have to do a backspace, this right here. I want to make sure this is all the same. So, alright, you should be good. Now we should click. It should switch over. Yep. Yes, it's working now. One thing we're gonna have to do though is this right here. It's gonna make it look weird. But in order to change the color, whenever it's clicked, we have to delete this color. So stupid. Now it looks all weird. But we're gonna want to add a style in the nav link. This looks so weird. Just remember this. Like, you don't have to remember it. You just save it and then copy it later. Always get confused with this because there's so much stuff going on, so much brackets. But you want to type is active, an arrow, and then we're going to return. Another bracket, color is active. If it is active, we're going to change it to white. If it's not, what was the color? This one right here. We're going to change it a lot. So the home should be working, let's see. There we go. See how it switches? Like it's not active right now. We click it, it switches to white. Kinda cool. Now we just want to copy and paste this in here. In each one. This style thing, so weird. Most of the time I just copy it. I don't remember that. Too much brackets and so complicated. But there we go. Now we just switch very easily. This shouldn't be the orange under thing. Let me see if I can fix that. So now it should be, oh, what I just do? Okay, there we go. Now it should be changed. I hover. Okay, it should be changed on hover. Hold on. There we go. Now it should be working. There we go. It's working. All right, now we should work on the movies. We can close this up for right now. And put movies. I'm just gonna put a fragment. This is gonna be a little complicated if you don't know about APIs. So no, we're gonna have a heading in here just so we know for right now. Movies. Right here, we're gonna make a movie call function. And we're gonna wanna make a const data dot wait. But we got added synchronous. And we gotta install Axios. This should be really quick. Alright, it's already done. Axios dot get I'm just gonna ignore this part for now. We're gonna get the API in a second. I'll put the params. And I'm just gonna get my API key. See the API we'll be using in a second. All you gotta do is make an account and you should get an API key. But, alright, let's go to it. No, I'm using T. There we go. There we go, right here. All right here is the API that we need. The API part. This will always be the API. So we're gonna make a const. I'm gonna call this API. I'm gonna wrap this into a string. And now let's go to movies, I think. Get movies. No, it's not that. Search movies. discover. There we go, discover movies. This needs an API key. Required. Everything else is optional. The docs is not that complicated, but they make it kind of easy. It's a little confusing. We just gonna put this here for right now. We use API. There we go. We're at console.log the data. And we're gonna use effect. Inside this use effect, we're gonna call function. We'll do it once. Good work. There we go, we get the data results. Those data dot results. So results. And there we go. Now we get the titles and everything, the IDs and everything. But what I'm gonna do, I use useState. I'm gonna set this to an empty array. And I'm gonna call this, what did I call it? Movies data. I don't know. We can just two ways. We either do this right here. The movies data equal this. Or we do it like this. Which will add one line of code. But I prefer to do it like this. So we can call this results. And then that will be data results. And if you console.log movies right here, it shouldn't show because like it's getting the data and then it's putting it in. Kind of confusing. Yeah, it's just empty right here. Because calling this first and then it's putting it inside. So we want to use console.log outside of everything. It should work. There we go. It's working. And then we want to map to here. Let me see. Yeah. We're gonna map this. We're gonna map the movies data. Dot map. We're gonna call this movie. And then we're gonna return. Side of a div. Hold on. Oh, we don't need to return. I don't know what I'm doing. Alright. We're actually going to use a fragment. There we go. And then we'll add a div right here with the the ID name of container. And then we want to go back to the icons and search whatever icon you want. Mine is going to be, well, don't let me put capital, that's weird. Was AI fill play circle. There we go. Right here. Import. Gotta put a bracket from React icons. You gotta slash the first two letters. There we go. And then we're just gonna call it out of here. There we go. We got the color set to white. Actually, because the background is white, we're just gonna set it to green again so we can see everything right now. And then we have a font size of 40 with the ID of play icon. There we go. And the image source. At this point, it's gonna be like, we don't want to get the image path first. We gotta go to API. So, image. Yeah, images right here. Alright. Go on and copy this. Almost. Alright. Now since we have the image, we go right here and be like, I believe it's poster or something. Hold on. We gotta console log it again. Let me comment this out real quick. Oh no, we already had it open, okay. Right here. Alright, it's poster path here. Alright. So, movies, data, that's what I call it, right? Yeah. Poster, path. And if that is true, if it has one, then we're gonna write out movies, image. We just call this image. So we call this images. And then does it have a dash? Okay, we just want to add it. Oh, we just want to add a dash right here. And then it should be its poster path. Right. There we go. And if it has no image, but I have it somewhere. I found it. We just copy this inside of here. You know, this is the no image we're gonna be using. So, I'm gonna import it now. Import no image from no image. Then we can just copy this inside of here. And there we go, it should work. Let's see. Hold on. We're getting something here. I think it's because I have to add a value. No. Oh, it's an alt. Man. And then, alright, then we just want an H3. The ID. No, we can come back to this in a second and show you why we're at ID right here. But for now, this is going to be movies. Dot title, I'm pretty sure. Movies data. Oh, because we had a return. Oh, shit. There we go. Why is it getting all these? Hold on. Not even getting his name either. Oh, because we call it movies. I'm so dumb. It's just plain movies. We change all this. Now it's in. There we go. Getting the names, we get everything. That's pretty much it right now. Now we could do is we make a new styles. And we call this videos. I already got a code to this. I'll go over it, but that's all you need right here. Should change it a little. Okay, maybe not. I gotta add the IDs in the classes. Hold on. And I didn't import it. Alright. Now let me add the classes and the IDs. One thing that we're gonna have to do though is we gotta go back to the navbar and we want to pass like the toggle and all that. And since we're like passing it from one to another, we're just gonna use the U context. Use contact. So come up here, export, cons, and I'm just gonna call this container React, create context, my bad. And then the React doc stuck. we gotta wrap it around with the provider. There we go. Now we can use container, provider. What am I doing? Now we just put it at the bottom. There we go. And then alright. So we're gonna come back to the movies. And then on it. What we gonna do? We don't want import. I'm gonna do it up here. There's gonna be a bracket. Let me put my brackets out. And what did we call it? Container. Import container from navbar. And then right here, const, whatever pass through. We have pass on through here. Let me do it right now. Value, you want pass, toggle. And that's it for right now. We're gonna pass something else later, but for right now, we'll pass the toggle. So you get toggle equal to use context. And container. Now we got toggle. Set up toggle. Alright. Yeah, we got toggle. Alright, since we got toggle now, we could go inside the map right here. And I'm gonna give it 2 containers around the map. Not around the map. Around the fragment. The main fragment, not inside the map. Want class name and have some JavaScript. Toggle. We're gonna call this main BG color and second. Oh, gotta wrap this in a string. Secondary BG color. So this one right here, we call this movies container. There we go, and there we go. Looking much better. Let me just explain something. Let me actually change this to white. There we go. I'm gonna explain how we got this. we set the width to 100% for both the secondary color and the main color. But we also, in the movies container, right here, we displayed flex wrap, justify content center, which moves it to the center and wraps it. And for this ID right here, find it. We should position absolute. Yeah, we'll position absolute. We can do on bottom, left. That's how we're getting this. Like I said, you can use margin. You can change this to margin. To both of these. Really doesn't make a difference. It would change it. It would change what it looks like. But it does the same thing at the end of the day. It moves it. Some people might use margin. I'm gonna use left in this case. So we'll go back here. And inside this div right here, we're gonna have a container. We're gonna change this to this. Hold on. Nah, we're not gonna play with this right now. But we will play with the H3. We use class name this time. And toggle, if it's true. We use the dark theme. Capital D. And if not, we use the light theme. Doesn't really change anything. I'm gonna remove this right now. I add this back. We're gonna add a const, use state. And we just wanna add growler. Growler is equal to use state. And we wanna set this to true. Yeah, sweet. Alright. And then on this H3. Let me see if I can show you this real quick. Right here, you'll notice that this name is so long that's taking up like space and it's confusing. So what I did was added an ID right here. And I said, if movies dot title dot length keeps putting this to movie data. The movie dot title dot length is greater than 28. Then we'll put this to a smaller text. And if not, Why did it do this? There we go. And if not, nothing. Now it should be fixed. There we go. Now it's the ones that are too big. So the font size will be smaller. Well, next. Oh, we're the wrong one. Videos. There we go. The font size is smaller. Alright. And now, go back to movies. And with the div ID right here, we're gonna call this the trailer. If it's true, it'll be container. If it's not, then no container. To be good. Let me see. Wonder what that did. Oh, I know what it did. Alright, I'm back. I was sitting here for like 25 minutes trying to figure out why it wasn't working. And it turns out that use context, you have to use double brackets. So when I say this, there we go. If I take it out, not working. So yeah, use double brackets. And now the toggle is in the movies. Alright, we gotta go back to the navbar. And then we gonna want the input. This is pretty easy to do. Input value, set input value equal to use a empty string for now. And as an input, right here, we're gonna on change e dot target value. So I'll get the input that you type in, the text you type in. But now we're gonna want set input value be equal to that. There we go. And now to do it in the nav, if I just put input value, it should show up. I see I'm getting this right here. Just to prove that we're getting it. Alright. Now we can remove this. And right here, we can just put comma, input value. And now we're sharing toggle and the input value of all other files. Now, come right here and put input value. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have input equals input value. And then we come right here and we can go query. And you want to put input right here. Alright, we're getting an error, I guess. Movies. Octane. Alright, right here. And now we're fine. The reason why we want to use query is if we come right here, the movies database, we close this out. Type in query. Search. There we go. The query is required to search. The query is just what you want to search for. In this case, it's going to be our input. So we're going to call this to update every input. Save that and see if it's working. Oh, it's not working yet. Oh, I know why it's not working. Alright, we got to make a const. And we're gonna call this sound. If input is shown, then what is it? Search movie right here. I'm gonna use the search. If it's not, we're gonna use the discover, which we've been using. So all we gotta do right here is turn this into this and delete this and come right here in the discover and put JavaScript in it, and we want to set this to show. So yeah, alright, this should be working. Alright, since there's nothing in it, since input is false, it's discovered, so it's just discovering all movies. And when we type something in, like scary movie, for example, we're getting this showing and searching because of the search movies. Search movies will let you find the input movies. But if we go to discover, we're just discovering movies. That's why I could explain it. Let me go back. But yeah, now it's cool. You can search for any movie. Like, you just look up popular movies. Hundred best movies of all time. Let me just all the way down. This is gonna be a long scroll. Alright, there we go. The Godfather. The Godfather. Search for that. Did we get The Godfather? We can really search anything. There we go. And there we go. Now we're gonna work on getting the trailer later, but now we're gonna work on the movies or on the TV shows and the trending and the plans later. But yeah, it's pretty cool. We can't click on it yet. It won't show yet, but cool. Once you get the movies, it's actually pretty easy to get the trending in TV shows. Like, very easy. All you gotta do is just read the docs. Read the docs. You're like, you can do anything. You read stuff, I'm not telling you. Instead of movies, we're just gonna get discovered TV shows for the TV section. Alright, we just gotta go back to the code. Open up TV shows. And we should be able to do this pretty easily. We just gotta go back here and get the API key, which is this right here. You could either pass it through or you could just copy it. And we're just gonna put Discover TV for now. So we have to search. And then add a const. TV shows. Not API, async. And then we're going to do the same thing over here, pretty much. So, data goes away. Axios. Want to get the key. Let me get that. Oh, we gotta import Axios. Oh, this should be actually easy. Let's just do it. Nope, I didn't do it. Alright. Copy this. There we go. And then just want to put the API. and then we could just console dialog API. No data API. Oh, we didn't use effect. My bad. Now it should work. There we go, now it should work. I forgot to brag it. Getting a 401 error. Oh, I spelled this wrong. So dumb. There we go. Let me refresh. Alright. We wonder why we get these truths. I was just doing something earlier when I was trying to get the movies to work, the CSS to work. I was seeing if we had the toggle to work. So let me, this right here. You just ignore that. Then data, results, name. It's not title no more, it changed the name. So let's go back to TV shows. We'll have an empty array. We want to call useState. There we go. And then we want to set to show date results. Now we hit console.log show date. Like I said before, it's not going to show. It's going to show an empty array because not getting the data in time. If I open this, it show an empty array. Oh, we should just once, my bad. There we go, it's showing an empty array. Showing it because it's not getting the results in time and putting it inside of here. So in order to show it, we have to do it outside. Let it fully load, and then there we go. that is working. We're gonna want a fragment. And I want to see something real quick. We're gonna map to show data. Shows. I'm gonna call it. And we're gonna return another fragment. Because I love using fragments. And a div with the ID, name of container, and then we're gonna want to import like the circles. This right here. These circles. So let's get it. And we're gonna give it the color of white like before. Font size the same as before. And the ID of play icon. On an image. And we're going shows poster path. That's the image. Kind of like with the movies. Poster path. I think it's the same. Hold on, let me see. Let me make sure. Yeah, that's poster path. And then, if that is true, if it has a poster path, we're going to get the image, this thing right here. Thinking about it, it would be smarter to put all this inside the navbar and just pass in it. It'll be a lot smarter and easier. I just made everything harder. And I'm going to get the images. And then we're going to get the shows poster path. And if it's false, we're going to show this. Oh, to be up. Okay, we're getting an error. Oh, they don't have it closed. And we need an alt, so we don't get that yellow. There we go. And now we just need a heading with the ID that is going to equal we want to do the same thing as before. Remember the text was too big, we would make it smaller, so we would just shows dot name dot length. If it's higher than 28, then we give it same one as before, smaller text. If it's not, then nothing. Not really doing anything. Alright, and we want to put the name, shows that name pretty much, and that should display everything. There we go. And then, so we can do the same thing right here. We can just copy this. Right here. There we go. We gotta use context. There we go. Now we get the toggle and the input value. And now we want to come down here to H3. And we're going to have a class name. And it's going to equal to use JavaScript. So if toggle is true, main color. If not, then secondary color. Oh, we gotta put the container in here. We gotta import the container. Hold on. There we go. Now, the color, you can't really see it because it's white. The name of it is white. But it'll change when we do that. And that's because of CSS. Alright, and then we're gonna want a new React icon. I already got one. Hold on. Gotta find it. Alright. There we go. Okay, it's not working for some reason. I'll just put it in the second one. There we go. Oh no, because I copied the wrong one. It's this one. There we go. Now we can use it. This is an X to close out the window. So we're gonna want to add a toggle to, not a toggle, dialer. And we got this equal to true. And we'll have an on click. This should be the opposite of. And there we go. No, we'll set this to false. Actually, we'll set this to true. We don't want it to toggle. Let me change this right here. If, I'll explain this after. Be a little bit more easier to explain. But if and then no container. And then we're gonna do the same thing right here. And pretty much it for right now for this part. There we go. Can't really see it. Because it's like making the opacity go down. See if we set this to true, for example. There we go. Opacity is good now. Let's set this back to false. Now, you don't want to make a new function. What we call this TV title, TV show title. And we're going to put it on here, on click. But in order to pass something, you have to like put it in a function. In order to pass it, you gonna want to go to shows. Like, that will pass in the title. No, we just want to do shows. We'll pass in the shows, whatever one we click. We'll do the same thing for the image. There we go. And then we want to get the shows. My bad. So now we're getting the shows from here, which is this right here. We're gonna make a new const. This might look a little confusing, but yeah, no, it's not that confusing. We want title. That. Use state. And we're gonna set this to an empty string. And then right here, we're gonna set title into shows.title. As it shows up. No, it's name. It shows.name. And then we're gonna set trailer, whatever, trailer. Always get them confused. And this will toggle it. So, we import the CSS. We can fix the error, the key error, by just using, right here, by just using shows.id. Or you could just use math floor, math round, times 999. No, math random times 999. No, math round. Oh, you said on lick. We need on click. That's probably why it wasn't working. Yeah, that's why it wasn't working. Alright. We just need to get the styles in now. The reason why it's doing this is because the opacity in the CSS, when it is clicked, the container, when it's clicked, I named it no container, but really just have an opacity of 0.35, I believe. And then when we click out of it, to a new movie, it'll do that. Since we're using the same video CSS right here, we can just copy these two divs right here. Place them at the bottom. There we go. And now it's starting to look a little better. And then should be getting an X right here. Let me add a class name, toggle. Toggle is true, then nothing. If it's false, then exit it. And then we're gonna do the same thing with the class. But we're gonna change the themes. Oh no, this one is ID. That one's a class. Alright. Then we're gonna have font size. We'll do 55. And then the color is going to be, what was the color? It was white. Cursor, pointer. Hold on. Let me just delete this for now because that'd be a... There it is right here. When you click this, it'll stop. But my bad, let me switch these, see if this works. There we go, now it's working. So, let's go to exit one, and the styles. Okay, now let's go to nothing. There we go, it should be. Oh, because this should be, right, there we go. Now it should work. There we go. And we just want to switch this back now. There you go, now it's showing up. Yeah, we got this to work. Let's do the same thing for the movies real quick. We already got it imported down here. There we go. We're gonna have an on click. We're gonna pass in the titles. And we're gonna put it on here. Not the H3. We're doing the image in this. And we're going to name this to movie's title. You'll see why we're passing shows in a second. Well, in this case, I actually think it's movies in this case. Movie. And now, you'll want to get the movie. And what we want to do. We're going to make a movie title. The movie title equals use state empty strings. Come right here and set movie title to movies.title, movie.title because title, and then we're gonna want to set trailer to, there we go. There we go. You notice we get this right here. The reason why we get that, we can fix this by going to this right here, changing the play icon. Okay, why is it doing this? I'm gonna change it to JavaScript. And you're gonna want the play icon. When the trial is true, you're gonna want it to be play icon. When it's not, you're gonna set this to hide. There we go. Now it's to hide. There we go. Why is it getting this down here? I'll fix that in a second. Oh, it disappeared. Maybe that was the reason. What else? Alright, we're gonna want to get this X. Oh, this is the cause of it. We'll fix that in a second. Whenever I do this, it has a little white space. We'll fix that. But, when, oh yeah, we want to get the X button. So open this back up. Should be showing. Oh, because you want this to be in the, like right afterwards. That should do it. There we go, it's working. So we got the movies to work and the TV shows to work. Alright. There's one more thing I would do. And I'll come right here. You don't have to do this, but set a timeout. In here. For like 100 or even 50. It's just like a very short period of time where the computer gets to rest, where it loads. Can't even notice it, to be honest. But you just want to give it a short period where it could like load fully. You don't need to. Won't really make a difference most of the time, but alright, now let's do the charting. Get charting. Alright, for this charting, it's gonna have a media type, and it's gonna have a time window. If you scroll down, it tells you exactly what they mean. So for the media type, it's gonna be, you get all, you get movies, you get TV shows, you get person. We're gonna use all. We want movies and TV shows, just get the trending of everything. And we want like a time window, which they only have day and week. Which is pretty cool. So these three are required. So in order to do this, close this, close this, close this for now. Open up trends, and actually we'll open this and we get the API URL. This is the API URL, and we just want to copy this into here, turn this into this. No, you just type to the string. I don't know what I'm doing. Something right here. Media type. Remember, we're gonna do all. We're gonna type all. The media type all. And for the time window, we're gonna do week. I believe it was week. Yeah, it's week. And like on Until this is shown. We're gonna call this trends. And then cons data. We don't want to add a syncness. It's equal to a weight. Axios. Should be popping up. Alright, it's not. Copy it in here. Get. We'll want to get the API. And then we'll want to get the tiny show. Shown, not show. Then right here, and add the key and get it. There we go. Then we have console.log data and then use effect. But you could use effect. You could just put all this in the use effect. Don't really make a difference. I just think it's cleaner like this. So. There we go. Oh, let's just do it once. Alright. Alright, we're getting the object. Alright. Okay, now we just want to make a const. We call this trends array, I guess. I don't know. Trend array. I don't know what else to call it. Or if you want to import use state. And data dot results const results equal to that, and then set equal to results, and then console log. Anyway. And there we go. And then you want to map around it just like before. So we just want to map. Try to work. Done. Right, dot map. Oh, yeah, doing a div. or a fragment. Alright. Now, just so we don't go to the same thing as before, we're just going to take this right here. And add another div. Here we gotta import this right here. Let's just do it on top. We don't need an input value. We're just not gonna use the search here. There we go. And then, not data. Friends array. Dot map. Dot earn. We're gonna do the same div over here. We're gonna copy this. And then we also want to copy this too. A lot of copying. We could make this a lot easier to do if I would just thought this out a little more, because like we could have just passed all of these to the navbar with this. We could just called it and pass it through. But yeah. Take out this one. We don't need this one. We call this one. Color. The ID would it be equal to and just like with the movies and what you call it, we gonna wanna switch. We're gonna wanna switch this to false when it's clicked. There we go. Hold on, is this supposed to be true? Oh, I did the wrong one. This is supposed to go after this. So slow. we just copy this in. We do need this. We honestly just copy it in. Matter of fact, we just copy it. And just change this. So, run, title, and make a cons, run, title. Now we're gonna want to pass in. We didn't even call it anything yet. Done. And we can just copy this. Run. Title. That's run. Title. There we go with that. Alright, and we can just copy this. This in here, change this to run. I believe it's posted path. Okay, it's posted path. Alright. Now we're going to copy in a no image. Okay, I have no idea what I just did. Let me just delete this. Alright, I gotta not save this. Come back to it. And put this in. Dang it. Alright, restart it. Alright, restart it now. Wow. then turn. Call this trend. Then you want to copy this images. There we go. That was a lot, but there we go. We get the trends. We're not getting a name for some reason. Hold on. Oh, because you add the name. There we go. Should be working. Well, whatever I did right here caused an error. Oh, we have rappers some fragment either. Hold on. Could have been done that. Let me delete this. ID. Okay, so the ID is causing it. For some reason there's something wrong with this API. You can't actually get the length of this. Kind of stupid. So I'm just gonna put it to small text automatically. It'll make hardly of a difference. So kind of stupid. The API just doesn't let you use the length on the trending. But there we go. And we're not getting the X. Let's just wait. There's the X right here. But it's disappearing. working right there. It's working right there. So it's only not working in the trending. Let me just see what happens if I do this. No, that doesn't do anything. Kind of weird. Oh, we want a class on here too. This is not gonna do anything. Not gonna fix the problem, but go on toggle. It's true. Dark theme. If not, light theme. Close. That'll fix the problem at least. I think that's light theme. Used to be put on all of them. Oh, it's already put right here. Let me just copy and paste this in here. Maybe that should work. There we go. Now we got these to work. I'll do this one last. I might actually get the trailers to work. Actually, first, I don't think we have this working yet. No, we don't. Alright. This will be easy to fix. So, well, it should be easy. Go out to query, the equal input, and right here, input, the equal input value, const. There we go. And we go back to movies. Oh yeah, I know what I'm supposed to do. The use effect. We gotta put input in here every time that is changed. That timeout, like before, like I said, you don't have to do this. Won't make a difference like that. Adjust it because 50 to 100 millisecond waits, like you can't even tell. It's loading. You can actually just do 50 if you want, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna do 100. right here too. Now for right here, we don't have any input because it's trending. I'm not trying to search on the trending. No point of that. But yeah. But now it's work. I don't know any TV shows, so. Actually, I just don't want Moon. No. It's not working still. Oh, because I put the input in here. Oh, this is a trend. This is what I want. Input is not. Yes, it is. Alright, we're back. I just realized why the search wasn't working. Because we had to use the search and discover like before. It just copied us. Like I said, this would be way more cleaner if we would have passed all of these to the apps and just grabbed them to the app. But you know. Not the app, navbar, my bad. But it made this a lot more complicated. And right here, just gonna want to put show, and then delete that, and then boom. Now it should be working. I hope. Move that. There we go. This is what I'm watching right now. It's pretty good job. And then actually that's it, all of this for right now. We got everything working. Now we just want to add the trailer. How do we do this? Okay, now we just want to add the trailer, whatever. The easiest way to do this is actually have this saved somewhere. Alright, the easiest way to do this site right here, that iPhone, uses React Player and movie trailer. And all we need to do is install this. So, and this one. I don't wait for this. And then do this one. Alright. After we got these installed, we're gonna want to go into this file right here, and we'll want to make a new file. And we're just gonna do the movies first. And then we're just gonna add an RCE. We're gonna come back here. And what? JSX, whatever, JavaScript. And if trailer's true, like this right here, we just want to do nothing. So we just put a console.log. That'll do nothing. You have to put something in there. Also gives you an error. But yeah. And we want to get this right here. There we go, put it in there for me. And then I want to pass in. You gotta pass in movie.title. Movies, let me just put this in. Now we're getting the movie's title. And I'm pretty sure all we need right now, please. So, how am I gonna do this? So we're gonna pass in the title. Did we call it title? What we call it again? I'm gonna close this out real quick and close this out. We're gonna pass in this title. Alright. And then we're gonna go back to the site. Yeah, I found. And it pretty much tells you how to do it. All you really gotta do is copy. But we're gonna import all this out of here. And then I'm gonna import this. Right here. And then what? Import function. Or copy this function and paste it. No, import. And then this right here. But what I will do is I'm gonna put a fragment in here. And then I'm gonna put a div. We call this container, not a div. Actually, container is alone. That's just like the background that holds the movie player. And we're gonna have another class today. And we're gonna call this player. The movie player. And the places in here. Alright. Now if it's false, it show this movie. See if it shows it oh, it's showing down here. You gotta add the CSS. So in here, we're gonna add a new folder. We're gonna call this movie CSS. And then I'm just gonna copy this on. There we go. Should be working now. I'll refresh this. Oh no, we didn't import it. I keep forgetting to import. Now it should be working. There we go. It's right here, and now we just hit play.
हाय दोस्तों, आप जानते हो कि मैं एक एक्टर हूँ और उसके साथ एक
As you see, it plays, but we want to get the movie. So how we do this is, we gotta make sure this equals. There we go. Now we gonna want this right here. First of all, we can just remove all this. This doesn't really matter. But this does. Put this to an empty string. Not gonna load anything now. But we want to set video to be equal to movie's title. This should be highlighted now. Movie title is the movie title. So now this should actually work just off rep. So click pray. Okay, this is not working. Yeah, it's not working. Oh, I know why. You're not calling it. Oh, we gotta use the use effect. I know most of the time use effects is for API, but there are some cases where you have to use it, like this. And we're gonna use it every time the video URL change. Pretty cool. And now it should work. There we go.
It's coming. Just scary movie.
You can make it automatically scroll. So if you like, for example, go all the way down here, you got hit on it, you can make it automatically scroll up here. I'm not gonna do that, but yeah. This X is too far away. So, what I'm gonna do is go to movies. Look for X01. There we go. Right here. And you go on the left. I think 300 is perfect. Alright. Some people might just use left, some people might use top. I use both sometimes. Like left works too. But yeah, this is working. Now, in order to make this bigger, we close this out. Actually, no, I'm not about to close it out. We close this out. And we go to not NPM, movie trailer, React. There we go. See if we can find it. What else React player? There we go. We got all these, which is so cool. So if you want the width to be bigger, you want the width be equal to something like 1,000 pixels. The height to be equal to like 700 pixels. And muted, we set that to false. You can choose if it's muted or not. And you also have style, which is pretty cool. You have a play icon. You have it on ready, on start. Pretty cool. You can also make it play for different things, but it's gonna use YouTube. This is some pretty cool stuff. But yeah, I'm gonna save this. Save this. Right here, it should be bigger now. There we go, much bigger. Oh, that's why I should have changed the X. It was perfect. It's just it got bigger and I pushed it aside. Hold on. Alright, it should be 475. There we go. This is so cool. I just want to do the same thing with the TV shows, trending. So, just do it with the TV shows. And we can just copy all this in here. The only difference is you want to change this to TV shows, which means you gotta change this to TV shows. And we're gonna leave this empty for now. And we're just gonna pass on. We're gonna close the movies and TV shows. There we go. Actually, let me open up the movies again. We gotta copy this into it. We gotta copy this into it. And alright, it's actually Tuesday. We gotta put trailer in front of here. My bad, I'm messing up. There we go. Did it for me. Alright. The movies. Copy that. Put that inside the TV shows. Alright. And then we just want to pass them. Change this to TV shows. And then we just want to pass on the title. There we go. And now go back over here. Open this up, title, change this into that. And that's it. And then we got the TV shows. But yeah, we actually want to delete this here and put on TV. So, there we go. That should be it. Refresh. There we go. Working.
Just you, man.
You haven't changed at all. Sorry.
Very easy to do. Some of them won't load because like it's unsure where the link is. Some of them would show like the wrong one, like this one right here. Alright, now we want to do the same thing for trying. Make a new file. Desktops. RCFE. Actually, we could just try to think. And then you want to pass this to the trending. All the way down here. And my bad. Pen title. Oh, dang it. I'll delete this and go back to it. There we go. Now we got that. Now we got that. Now we got that. And it's a play now. Okay. Now it'll work. Oh, I changed this. So we're passing it in. That's not the name. So save this right here. Come right here. And come right here. And then save. Now it should work. There we go. It's working.
Things have changed. Locked and loaded.
For some reason, this one does not have a name. I don't know why. It's like the only one I could find that doesn't have a name. So yeah, this one doesn't work. Alright. There's one thing I noticed. We come right here, we click on it, we don't get the title. We can face that very easily. But we go back to the trend right here. Movies. This one. And we can just add each one with the ID, name, toggle. Oh, okay, I see. Hold on. Now we gotta go back to movies. Remember the toggle we passed through here? Pass toggle through toggle. Wait, pass toggle through this. Oh, same thing this time. And now, getting that. And now, if it's true, and if it's false, I have something in it. Movie title. There we go. Now it's at work. There we go, it's working. Now we just copy and paste that into all of these, pretty much. Well, you don't want the toggle, so take it back over here to Yeah, that should work. There we go. Now we're gonna do it here. So, do the same thing. Right here. And then go to shows. The pass toggle, little toggle. Come right here and then get the toggle. Save this. Okay. That should work. There we go. And it switches over like that. Looks really cool. And I'm just gonna see what this looks like on here. Because this is important too. Like, these two, Google Chrome and this, is like the most popular browser, so you gotta make sure it supports on every browser. Not every browser, but most browsers. You get these two, you get like 80% of people. So, there we go. It looks exactly the same, really. Nothing changed. Can't load this one. But yeah, cool. This right here, I know it's kind of small, but you can fix this with a max height easily. You can make this mobile friendly easily. I'm not going to do it because I'm going too much, but all you gotta do is pay attention to the navbar. Like, that's just wrapped. It's automatically gonna be mobile friendly. Except for this. Now we're gonna change this. Alright, now we gotta move on to the last part. The plans. Fragment. Got another div. And this should actually be this. And this should just be and then another one. So many divs. I'm just gonna copy this one. Because it's too much to do. And I'm gonna go over it. There we go. Now I found navbar for it. I don't know where I got this from. There we go. And y'all need this. So this, do like this. There we go. I mean, should understand this part. Just HTML. Plain HTML. Pretty easy to understand. But right here, we have toggle basic. Right here. You set it to true. And when it's clicked, it's set to this. 60. And it changes that. That's pretty much all it's doing. Like with the standard right here. If it's true, it'll equal that. And if it's false, it's gonna equal that. That is equal to this H3. Right here. I can't really see the toggles yet. And that's because when you put the CSS in. Import. And I'm just gonna copy this one. Should no CSS, but no, you just want to import the CSS. There we go. And boom. Pretty cool. So now we gotta work a movie app. So everything is working. This works. The works the same, just changes the theme. Pretty cool. Search works for anything. Really all I could think about of a movie or TV shows. Movie night. Alright. Alright, I noticed two big things. If I click on any one of these, like this one for example, which by the way, there isn't two X's, that's just the name of the title. Let me go to a different one. Let's go to this one. Alright. You'll notice that this color is cool, but when I switch it like this, it kind of like blends in with the background. There's two ways to fix that. And I'm also gonna fix the green search. Like I literally just noticed it. So let me fix it. So movies. No, navbar. We're gonna fix the search first. This one. Now, I'm gonna actually do something I didn't do when I showed it. I'm gonna change the colors. I gotta find the color. There we go. This one. I'm actually gonna change this to black. I don't know what I'm doing. Alright, there we go. So that was black. When I do this, switches. Pretty cool. You can just put it to black. It really don't make a difference. I just think it looks better like this. But, you know, just an opinion. And now we're gonna fix this, like blending in with the background. We're gonna make it this color. So you can do this two ways. I have the class name in here to do it. But for example, you can either do it like this. Alright, if it's true, then white. If it's not, then this color. That should work. Okay, I did something. Oh, it keeps adding this for some reason. Let me remove this. I don't know why I keep doing that, but alright. There we go. Let's switch back. White. That's one way to do it. But since I added a class name to do this, I'm gonna do it with the class name. I'm gonna bring this back to white. Just to show you something. If I go to the light theme like this, and I put it in videos, alright, I don't have it. I'm just gonna make one. Was that ID or a class? Alright, it was a class. And we have the dark theme equal white. Alright, when I click this, you'll notice it doesn't change. And the reason behind that is because this color right here, you have to remove it because it doesn't matter what you change in the CSS. This color will automatically overwrite it, no matter what. So when I remove it, come right back. Now you can see it's working. Pretty cool. Now we just want to do the same thing over here. We could just copy and paste it. Good work. There we go. And there we go. Very cool. And that's pretty much it.
You to enter the realm.